we're going to take a journey from bookkeeping to accounting. And that journey from bookkeeping to accounting is also referred to as accounting compliance. So there's an accounting compliance journey that needs to be had that takes a business from bookkeeping to accounting. So now I introduced a new word, compliance. So let's go ahead and define that. So the definition of compliance as defined by the Merriam-Webster is the conformity in fulfilling official requirements. So essentially complying with the state law or the law that relates to that matter. But we're going to go ahead and define it just a little bit more when it comes to the accounting compliance. So as responsible accounting professionals and partners that we all are, we want to follow a professional code of conduct, which are the rules and regulations that help us ensure that the accurate and completion of the reports and the data is done. In the United States specifically, we follow the framework of GAAP, which stands for Generally Accepted Accounting Principles. And we use GAAP to comply with these standards in addition to other federal, state, local, and tax law. Now, what's really important for you to know is that GAAP actually was created and established and interpreted by an organization by the name of FASB, which is Financial Accounting Standards Board. So we all comply under these rules and as interpreted by this board. Now, why is this all important? Well, the reason why this is important is as we become more educated on these rules, on these compliance rules, and this framework, we're going to learn that there is actually a standard method that we can use to comply with these rules for our business clients. And as we learn this method of these accounting principles and these accounting fundamentals that we can apply to the small business financial structures we create for our clients, that more clearly will help us define the rules we need to play for these business owners. So let's take this accounting compliance journey, but now let's step into the roles that we need to play to make sure that we are complying to create those accurate, viable financial reports. So accounting compliance role number one, bookkeeping. Bookkeeping is what we need to do, is the role that we need to play for the business owner. It's when we receive, record, and reconcile data so we can report it on the financial statements. It's the process of organizing and managing a business's financial data in support of the documentation, recording, reviewing, and financial reporting of the data. And more importantly, it's not just data anymore when it reaches financial reports. It's transforming data into dollars. It's transforming data into dollars. And so this is where a lot of the heavy lifting happens. Let's be perfectly honest. Bookkeeping is where much of the work is done. And because of that, we want to break down these compliance areas a bit more. When it comes to bookkeeping, this can be done monthly. And essentially, it's the organizing of the data, the tracking of the money in and out, the receiving of this documentation and this data, and the recording of this data into the general ledger. At month end, we do reconciliation so we can reconcile and verify that all of the data has been received, so that way we can accurately prepare the financial statements and build those tax-ready solid reports. If you want full service bookkeeping, and that's really important again when you start defining roles for both the accounting partner and the entrepreneur, what type of bookkeeping is actually being provided. If a business owner requests full service bookkeeping, then there's going to be much more in-depth accounting compliance services provided. Those bookkeeping services may include reviewing accounts receivables and accounts payables, possibly doing some special reconciliations around sales and payroll, even going deeper into specialized industry tasks. If they're in a specific industry or niche area, You may have to provide a monthly accounting task related to that industry, making sure you're using the correct and most valuable technology to help them work smarter, not harder. So learning that technology and even possibly training a business owner on that technology, and ultimately customizing the general ledger, the accounts, the software, and the accounting system for that particular business. So that would be a much more in-depth, full-service bookkeeping experience for a business owner. Now let's move over to accounting. So accounting is the opportunity to now interpret, analyze, and share the financial insights of the information that was just created. So here is what's very important, everyone. The process of interpreting and analyzing the financial data gets done after the bookkeeping process gets done. It's based on the information that was gathered during the bookkeeping process so that the business can access real-time information, reviewing those reliable financial reports, accessing and reviewing and discussing the financial position for the business, and of course, making educated and informed decisions based on these numbers. But the key factor here is that the process of interpreting and analyzing this data was gathered after the bookkeeping process was completed. And then, of course, is the opportunity for you to break that down even further. So accounting compliance can include financial analysis of the data, analyzing, providing insights on the financial health of the business, being able to review the financial statements and possibly provide audited financial statements, which could only be done by a certified public accountant. A CPA is the only individual that can provide audited financial statements. There can be deeper reviews of the revenue and expense and how they're managing these areas for the business. There can even be consulting around business entities. And when the accounting has been done, there is simple tax planning, budgeting, and even cash flow planning that could be done to further benefit the business owner. Now, lastly, for many of you and for many business owners, especially when they start their business, what they are thinking about when they're thinking about accounting compliance is the tax preparation, of course. The opportunity for you to have the preparation, filing, and compliance done for your business. And of course, this falls under accounting, because if you haven't done the accounting, if you haven't reached that point of the compliance journey, you can't do the tax preparation. And so, of course, tax preparation is the process of preparing the tax returns and related tax forms based on the current tax law for a taxpayer, right? The taxpayer is the first entity, and then any entities that taxpayer is responsible for. And of course, some basic compliance tasks that get done in tax preparation would be to complete those federal, state, and local tax forms. Annual tax returns, sales and payroll tax returns would be more specialized tax returns. Also, the quarterly tax projections, so that way a business owner could pay their quarterly estimated taxes on time. Also, if the bookkeeping and accounting has been done, absolutely you can do simple tax planning for the business owner. And of course, tax representation is also part of that tax preparation journey. And there are key individuals that can represent business owners. That would be a certified public accountant, a CPA, an IRS licensed enrolled agent, that's an EA, or a tax attorney. And those are the key accounting compliance roles. So bookkeeping helps the business owner receive, record, reconcile, and report the data from data to dollars. Accounting helps the business owner interpret, analyze, and provide financial insights for that data for everyday educated, informed decisions. And tax preparation provides the opportunity for business owners, let's be honest, to sleep at night because they're able to prepare their taxes, file those taxes, and be tax compliant year round. Now, what's really important to realize before we go any further is that each one of these areas has a core function. When it comes to bookkeeping, the core function is financial reporting in real time. Remember, we are doing this service now as accounting partners in real time. So bookkeeping needs to be done in real time, so financial decisions and reporting can be provided in real time. And accounting provides the opportunity to go deeper into the interpretation and analysis of the data into dollars. So that way an accounting professional, accounting partner can provide financial insights for that business to make more proactive decisions. And of course, they need to have the accounting done to keep tax compliant year round. So when you think about those roles and you think about bookkeeping, of course, in the word bookkeeping, you can create the word bookkeeper, and that's where the word came from, because bookkeepers focus on providing bookkeeping services. But other titles may be full charge bookkeeper, bookkeeping professional, or they may have decided to become an expert in a specific bookkeeping software. For the accounting role, you have accountants, and these are usually individuals that have studied accounting and have graduated in accounting. You can also use the term accounting professional, or if they have gotten a license specifically under their designation or profession, they could use something like certified public accountant only if they've been licensed for their state board as a CPA, as a certified public accountant. Tax professionals could use the word tax preparer, tax professional, or if they also have been licensed as a tax expert in the case of the U.S. Treasury Department, the IRS, they have the IRS enrolled agent license, so they can use the title IRS enrolled agent. So are there other accounting roles that support a growing business? So let's revisit the accounting compliance roles once more. So we know that the bookkeeping role helps the business owner receive, record, reconcile, and report their data into dollars. From there, they can move into the accounting role, which is the interpretation and analysis of the data into dollars to provide financial insights. And lastly, this is all in support and in service of being able to prepare, file, and stay tax compliant year round. However, when you reach the accounting stage, when the accounting role has been completed, so you've moved from bookkeeping to accounting, you've taken the journey, the business owner has taken the journey from bookkeeping to accounting. When that has been done, then guess what could happen? A new journey arises. Yes, my friends. We have one more journey we're going to cover, and that is the full accounting services journey. So we covered accounting and bookkeeping, and we talked about the importance that it's bookkeeping first, then accounting next, all in support of completing the accounting compliance journey. But what about the deeper consulting that could be done on this data? What about the empowerment that can happen for the business owner when they have this information in real time? Well, that happens in the consulting stage. So now we're going to bring in some consulting roles when it comes to accounting services. One of the first consulting roles is the accounting advisory role. This is a role where an accounting professional, accounting partner will customize the advice specifically for the business owner. And many times at this time, as their relationship has evolved, they can provide business solutions for the business owner. So for instance, they can go ahead and customize that advice and solutions based on the current situation of the business owner. They can provide detailed cash flow and expense management solutions for the business and alongside the business, because now they are a part of the business. They're consulting with the business, usually at least monthly, but they could also even be consulting with them throughout the month. They're providing coaching to the business and year-round accountability. They're also covering the goals of the business. They're providing revenue goals and goal setting, and of course, reviewing the key performance indicators, the KPIs for the business and tracking them year round. And then they can provide some deeper accounting advisory work like budgeting, forecasting, projections, and there is so much more industry-specific advisory work that could be done as well. The accounting partner could also consider tax advisory. Now, tax advisory is very specific in regards to minimizing tax liabilities and increasing tax savings. So this is not tax preparation. Very important that we all identify that this is completely separate than tax preparation. Tax advisory focus on minimizing the tax liabilities, increasing tax savings, and just as in the accounting advisory, the accounting partner wants to give very customized and personal tax strategies, not only for the taxpayer personally, but of course for the business as well. They are heavy into interpreting the complex tax code and law that applies to the business owner. And this is a year-round tax strategy. This is year-round tax advice. And the relationship between the tax and advisor and business owner is done throughout the year. And now there is the much more integrated relationship that you can build with a business owner than an accounting partner could build with a business owner. And that is CFO Services. And CFO Services, Chief Financial Officer Services, can actually be done outsourced, where you can have an outsourced firm serve the business owner, or they can eventually bring a CFO in-house. But ultimately, what's super important to understand and identify is that a CFO service is integrated in the client's financial team. So as they integrate into the client's financial team and into the client's financial business, a CFO will build relationships directly with the business owner's vendors. Yes, they will create relationships with the business owner's vendors, with the business owner's bankers, with other partners that are directly related to that specific business owner. So think of it as an accounting partner that is actually on the business owner's direct team. They assist with much higher level services like valuation and decisions around capital and whether there should be investment in capital or debt. They also get very involved in the business's operations, both internal and external, and they really become a strategist for that business owner. Usually, the CFO will report directly to the CEO, which is the Chief Executive Officer, and the CFO will oversee any work that gets done by a controller. So a controller would be an in-house accounting representative, and the CFO would be in direct contact with that controller. And those are those higher level value-added accounting consulting roles: accounting advisory, tax advisory, and CFO services that can be outsourced or internal for a business owner. And we need to bring back again the importance of the insights that each one of these stages plays. So remember, historical information gets done under the compliance stage. It's when we are creating real-time data into dollars, but it's usually based on what has already happened, based on the compliance of the business, based on accounting compliance. So that's historical information. But consulting provides forward-looking insights. But let's bring this all back to the magic of all three together. Aha moment, everyone. Guess what? The main goal for all three of these roles, for every accounting role, will always be to serve the business owner in support of the earnings, savings, accumulation, and strategy, proactive strategies for that business owner to build their money and their wealth. We're all on the same team. And that's what makes learning this information so exciting and important.